Welcome, Mr. Lopez, to our, I think that this is number 3 podcast.
Is it
podcast number 3? No, wait, number 4.
Number 4? Wow.
Yes, thank you, Andre, in the background. So, before we get started, I want to go ahead and thank our sponsors for today, starting with Goddamaged Monarch Claims. They sponsored these beautiful water bottles. They are for sale, but we haven't listed a price quite yet. But if you're interested,
Very nice.
make sure to reach out to us.
Quality bottle.
Yes.
And these cups. These
Yes.
are nice mugs.
These cups are from Motivational Cup Company or something along those lines. MCC. What does yours say?
Says no one cares. Work harder.
Work harder?
Effing harder.
Yes. And mine says believe in your self. I mean,
Okay, I guess we're
Could I have-
cursing. So no one cares. Work harder.
yes, we'll bleep those out. So for the people that don't already know you, although you're a pretty famous individual,
So they say.
who are you? Can you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Ricardo, or Mr. Lopez, as you said.
Okay.
Ricardo Lopez III. I've been a public adjuster for a little over 3 years now with Monarch. Before that, I did IT for about 10 years, which is what I went to school for. And that's pretty much it. I have a son, I have a family, and I love what I do.
What do you do for fun?
I play sports. I like to play sports. I like to work out.
Yeah, because
Hang out with my friends.
the whole playing sports was like 10 years ago.
Well, I still watch sports, if that counts. Hang out with my friends. We have a good group of friends, and that's pretty much it. Simple guy.
And what now that we're in the quarantine or coming out of it, what sports are you watching? If there are any sports to watch.
There aren't, but they are playing reruns on TV, so I've been watching reruns.
Okay.
And the Jordan documentary, that was cool.
Okay. So what did you do this last weekend?
I was up in Georgia with some of my wife's family. We were hanging out in Georgia, doing some farm stuff.
Where's your wife from?
She's Cuban,
And her family is also Cuban?
also Cuban.
And they live in Georgia?
No, they have a property up there, just to go hunting.
In a farm?
Yeah, a farm
That's brave of them.
in the middle of nowhere, but it was nice.
And you did some handiwork?
We did some farm work, chicken auctions, horse auctions.
Did you milk any cows?
No, I did not. They don't have cows. I didn't milk anything.
Are you sure? Okay. All right. Sounds good. And how long was that trip?
4 days, including the driving.
Is that your first trip since I know you like to travel, so is that your first trip since
Quarantine?
Since quarantine?
Yeah. All the other ones I've taken they've been work related. I was in Jacksonville for work.
And what was that Jacksonville trip for? Like what was that case?
It was an
specifically?
IRMA claim. It was an appraisal. And we were able to get it done within the same week. So
Okay, can you talk a little bit about it? And why first
about the claim itself, or
it was an IRMA claim, and why are we still adjusting IRMA claims at this point in time?
well, because the insured still have time to file the claims.
How much time?
They have 3 years in total, which this is the third year, September 10th of 2020. So it was a claim that I believe was filed last year. It was a very small initial payment. Obviously, they didn't adjust the claim properly. We took over from there. We presented the options to the insured. They chose to go the appraisal route, and we were able to get it done.
So that the people watching understand, can you give us a walkthrough of, or just what is the appraisal process?
So the appraisal process is, as you like to say, a reevaluation of the claim. Basically, neither the insured nor us the people representing them feel that the claim was adjusted properly, things were left out or things were not done correctly. So we basically revisit everything. And it's an extra fee that the insured has to incur. But as you see in this claim, we were able to get, more than 10 times what they initially got.
That's it. And for the viewers also, appraisal is a secondary option to force the insurance company to negotiate further, because sometimes they'll pay something out and they'll simply just say, I'm not going to pay you anymore. But if your policy has the appraisal provision, you're able to invoke appraisal and force them to come to the table and reevaluate that claim. So that's a very specific.
That's a very good point, which is why we stress in all our videos and posts and stuff like that, that people bring us their policies for us to review, because they may not even be aware that that's a possibility.
Exactly.
They may have filed a claim, which I just did a video about this on my social media. Follow me.
What is your social media now that
R Lopez _Monarch.
You don't know your own social media?
I'm not.
Wait, look it up real quick. So
I'm not too fluent in social media, but
make sure people get
It is
the right account.
It's Ricky L3 _Monarch. There you go.
Ricky L3 _Monarch.
Yes.
Please follow my homeboy, Ricky Lopez.
So, where were we going? About the
appraiser and reviewing
right?
the policies. Yes.
Yes. So that's why we stress to people to bring us their policies. This is something we do free of charge. You may not have a claim, you may not have any damages, but you may be underinsured and you don't know.
Yeah. And regarding the appraisal process, there's policies that have the appraisal provision where it allows you to invoke it and force the insurance company to come to the table. But there's other versions of the appraisal provision where the appraisal is optional, that one party can invoke it, but the other party has to agree. And then there's policies that don't have appraisal at all. So that's not even an option. They refer to mediation as an option to dispute the initial coverage determination. But in our experience, mediation is not really a good route, at least pre-litigation or at the adjusting phase of the claim.
Correct.
In that case, I know that we reviewed that one together, and I recall not seeing a lot of damage on that roof. Is that correct?
Yeah, just you count them on one hand, the shingles that were either missing or lifted or bent or creased or but this is something that's covered, and they can match those shingles. So.
Exactly. Yeah, which is important because people, for some reason, well, not for some reason, but the general public is under the impression that their house has to have significant damage.
Yeah, the roof has to be missing.
Roof missing or half of the roof missing. But no, one single scratch on a shingle that is caused by a wind-driven debris or impact of some sort, that's more than enough to be able to get you a brand new roof or justify a brand new roof. Obviously, there's other things that come into play in order for us to do that. But it's important to know that the house doesn't have to be completely destroyed in order for it to qualify for a claim. And something that sorry to blab on here for a little bit, but I did a post yesterday where I mentioned the stain on the ceiling. Like, even if it's the size of I want to say just a water stain. Yeah, size of a penny, even smaller. Anything noticeable. On the ceiling, it looks like it's nothing major, right? But that's a clear indication that there's something wrong with the roof. Yeah. And when you're talking about roof repairs, it gets extensive and it gets more serious. So have it looked at and make sure, get that peace of mind. And
that's what we do.
Exactly.
That's where we come in. We make sure all those check boxes are done so that the claim can get adjusted properly, because ultimately we work for the homeowner. We don't work for the insurance company. That person that may have gone to your house and told you the claim was not worth following through or not going to surpass your deductible, they're there representing the insurance company.
Correct.
Ultimately, you want someone representing you.
Yeah. If
you really don't know what you're doing. I mean, I wouldn't do anything that I don't know 100% when I can have somebody represent me. So.
And so, unfortunately, the consumer is under the impression that because they pay for a service, that they're guaranteed a good outcome, but that's not the case. At least not with insurance companies. Unfortunately, the adjusters that come out on the insurance company's behalf, they're looking out for the insurance company's interest. They're trained, or they have protocols on how to adjust certain damages that aren't necessarily in favor of the insured. So that's important.
And that's a fact. We're not bad mouthing anybody. Yeah. That's a fact. They're there representing someone else's interest, not yours.
Exactly. At the end of the day, insurance companies are profitable entities, and they need to make money too. So, exactly. So the way they do that is by lowering their costs.
And since we're representing you, we know that we don't make any money unless we get you money. So exactly. It's our best interest to get you everything that's owed to you.
Yeah, we're very, very motivated to make sure you're taken care of, and as a byproduct, that we get paid as well for the job that we're putting in. And now that we're talking about getting paid, I'm not going to ask you how much you're making currently, but just tell us a little bit about the transition, or however you say it, from what you used to do to now. How has it affected your life? And
well, it was definitely a transition.
Tell us how did it go? Where did you start, and in comparison to where you're at now?
As far as
like who?
As far as money,
you went to school. No, you went to school for what?
For computer. So the actual name for it was, I believe it was computer science. I have to look at my diploma okay. Since I haven't done it in a while. But anyway, I used to do IT. So IT for an engineering company. I did that for years, for about 7 years. Then I did IT for restaurants and hotels all over the country. So I was traveling. My son had just been born, so it was tough not being there a lot. So I wanted something that would give me more freedom, more of a chance to be home. Even though at that job I used to work from home, but I was always traveling. Yeah. So this gave me that freedom. And while it was tough at first, it was a transition, just like anything else. It's a chance you got to take. I knew that if I put 100% into this, I was going to be successful at it. And it took some time, but here we are today. And since I started in this company, the growth has been incredible, and the changes we've all gone through have all been positive, and it's just going to continue to grow from there. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited for this growth. Pandemic or not, it's not going to slow us down. So.
Well, and just to confirm for the viewers, I don't have a gun underneath the table, forcing you to say any of this, right?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, can you tell us why was it difficult at the beginning, from going from IT to adjusting?
This was something I had never done before. You and I have been friends for years, not that many years. We're not that old.
He is,
but. It was something that always interests me, something we had always talked about. And I knew that if I put the time into it, we would be able to do it together. So, like anything else, it's something new. I had never done this before. I had to learn. I had to put in the time. As things go with this type of work, obviously is all commission based. You get what you put in. So you have to hustle. You have to be out there. You're not going to see the results right away, but you will. And you just have to stick with it. And there's no other way around it. It's like anything else, just like the cup says, no one cares, just work.
Yeah.
So, but it was a good change for me, and I'm very happy. And this has given me freedoms that I never had before. It has given me time with my family that I didn't have before. It has given me opportunities to do things with my family and my friends that I didn't have before.
No.
Just live, and that's I could never repay that. So,
tell us, what was the last trip that you took with your friends?
Where
did you go?
With my friends or my friends and family?
No, with your friends. With
Okay. Well, so,
wait. Oh no. Wait, I'm talking about the one before the cruise.
Chicago, right? Was it?
I was trying to corner you into Vegas, but
Oh, well, no, that was before. So yeah, we did go to Vegas. That was fun. It was a good group of friends, and we had a good time. We went to a concert, and but that's another example of things that I've been able to do.
yeah.
Thanks to my transition into this.
So, all right. Well, I guess we won't talk about Vegas.
Have you talked about yourself in this podcast? Yeah,
I'm the moderator here, so I'm interviewing you.
No, I mean, I could, I could ask some questions.
Of course. I mean, you may if you want, and I'm here to answer them. But are you looking forward to hurricane season, or?
I'm looking forward to helping our clients. Obviously, you don't wish anything bad on anybody or on any country or anything, but if anything were to happen, that's what we're here for. You know, it's from all the predictions. I mean, it could be wrong, but it's supposed to be a very busy season this year.
Yeah.
You know, so far 2020 has not been great
Yeah.
to anybody, but I'm excited to see what it's gonna bring, and you know how busy we're gonna be, and you know we've been through it before, so see how it goes.
What do you recall? What stands out from last hurricane season, or not last hurricane season, but from 2017 when we got hit by Irma? How was that experience immediately after the storm hit?
Man, we were like chickens with our heads cut off. It was crazy. Working like 12, 14-hour days, driving everywhere.
How long did we actually work, like, for that with that intensity?
It felt like a while. I don't recall exactly how long, but it felt like at least a month of just working almost every day, long hours, which I'm thankful for, you know. But yeah, it was not easy.
I feel like it was more. I feel like
Yeah.
it was like 3 months of just.
Well, it was a good couple months of steady, just a lot of work. But the first few weeks, I would say maybe a month to 6 weeks of just craziness.
Yeah. No, I remember the first week. It wasn't that intense. As a matter of fact, we were even knocking on doors.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, we'd go to a client's house and then just knock on the rest of the block.
Yeah, exactly. So, but then after that first week, people started calling and referring their family members.
Yeah.
And their cousins and their cousins' cousins.
Yeah, and it was almost like, you know, don't bite off more than you can chew, but it was fine. We got through it, and now we're better prepared.
Yeah. No, and I think, you know, we're the type of person that we're gonna, not about biting off more than we could chew, but if we'll do whatever's necessary to accommodate the growth.
Yeah.
So,
And we have.
yeah. So, you know, it's not that we're going to take as much as we can and handle it ourselves. It's more like, yeah, we're going to take everything we can, but at the same time, we're going to make sure everything that we're holding is taken care of, which is important, because a lot of people get caught up in the, you know, give me everything, and they don't really take the time to expand and then that's how,
and
set the base.
You know, that's how things fall through the cracks. And that's something that we pride ourselves on here. You know, we don't, you know, that's part of our motto. You know, we treat each client like family. So you don't want to have 10,000 clients, but your clients are always complaining about you.
Yeah.
You know, so we want to make sure that each client feels like they're getting that one-on-one, you know, that white glove service.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that we've been able to keep through our growth, and I don't see why we can't continue.
So, and if we are to get hit by a storm this year, by a hurricane specifically, how would you think that things would be different now in comparison to then?
Well, for one, we have more manpower. You know, back then, we 3 people.
About.
So the manpower alone, you know, we've taken the time to train our new guys, to make sure, you know, they haven't been through it to that degree, but, you know, we've taken the time to train everybody, to have everybody be as prepared as possible for something like that. You know, we have great staff that helps us through every step of the process. You know, like we say to our clients, that you don't just get the adjuster that's handling your claim, you get a whole team. And now we have a way bigger team for whatever comes our way. So I think we'll be fine. So not worried.
I think it'll be crazy.
Oh, of course. The workflow, you know, the amount of work intake is going to be nuts. Because now we have, like I said, more manpower with more clients who are going to refer more clients. Yeah. And that's not even considering what we're going to advertise or not, you know. So, but I mean, I'm ready for it. I know you are too. So we'll take it.
I'm ready and slightly excited. I mean,
well, I mean, it started off pretty crazy. I mean, I know I was in Georgia, but I heard Miami was underwater. So
yeah. No, there's several areas here. They've come out on TV and in social media, floods. Like,
well, I drove through Doral yesterday, and they were pumping water out of some streets still. Really? So
did your truck make it?
I didn't go through it.
You didn't go through it?
No.
You were afraid?
It was blocked off.
You were afraid?
I tried to. No, it's a real truck.
It's a real truck.
But no, it was crazy. And then I've as a result of that, I've had a ton of clients call me referring friends or neighbors. I'm sure you have too. So,
yeah, certainly have.
So it's already starting to get crazy, and we haven't even had a storm. So.
Yeah. So something that I would like our viewers to understand is that a lot of the damage that they're experiencing now, that they're noticing now, may be in some way linked to Hurricane Irma, to damages that they had due to their roof back then, but the roof never really leaked. And now with time, the roof has continued to deteriorate because of openings or blemishes or lifted shingles, and now water starting to come in.
Yeah. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the whole point as to why the insurance company, that's why there's a 3-year window.
Correct.
Because
Florida statute allows
their damages are not going to be apparent right then and there. Not always.
Not always.
So
that is correct. And it's crazy because even though Florida statute allows 3 years, the longer you go from the date of the storm, the harder it is to
get the claim moving,
to get the claim paid or get coverage afforded on a claim. It's like insurance companies will do everything and anything to exclude.
Well, just to go into a quick example, we just received a denial letter for one of our clients, and the basis of that denial is saying that she didn't report the claim in time, which she is in time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, according to them, I mean, the policy is not specific. It says, you must report the claim as soon as reasonably possible, right? But they don't say a specific amount of time. So what may be as soon as reasonably possible for them may not be what's...
I mean, how do you know that this is, how can you prove that that's not a damage resulting from the storm? I mean...
Exactly.
That's why there's that 3-year window.
Yeah, especially since before the hurricane, there was no wind event or significant wind event for like 17 years. Wait, let me see.
Like, was it Katrina? Wilma?
Hold on. This is my 10. Yeah, like 17 years. No.
7 years. No,
wait. 2005.
This is why we don't do math, guys.
2005 plus 10 is 2015. Plus 2, 2017.
So 12
therefore,
years.
12 years. Yes.
Okay. Not 17, 12. So that's one of the things I wanted to kind of stress in this conversation, a very candid conversation that we're having.
Of course.
That don't, I know we're entering hurricane season and it's going to be crazy according to all the reports. That's great. But don't wait until something happens.
Yeah.
That's one of the things we're here for. If you don't even know where your hurricane deductible is, if you don't even know you had a hurricane deductible, these are things we can help you with. We can help you through that process, and then, have someone like us, an expert in this field, check your house. There may be things you're not even aware of.
Yeah.
Don't wait until your house is flooded to, you know, a lot of people think, like you said, the roof needs to be missing for them to file a claim.
Exactly.
And, you know, that's not why you pay insurance. That's an extreme case.
Correct.
So,
I mean, insurance would cover you in that case, but, you know, it also covers in other instances where there isn't apparent significant damage.
Yeah.
However, the repairs can be extensive. So
something I wanted to add, to bring up, because I know I get asked a lot, and I know you do too. When clients, one of the first things they ask is my insurance going to go up?
Yep.
Are they going to drop me? What's going to happen? You know, because they relate it to a car accident. Or,
yeah.
You know, so you want to talk about that?
Great. Thanks for putting me on the spot. So which question? Because you asked several questions.
So, okay, is my insurance going to go up if I file a claim?
Depends on what type of claim.
Okay, so let's say I have an IRMA claim.
If you have a claim that is a result of, as some people like to call it, an act of God, but I refer to it as an act of nature,
okay,
your insurance should not go up because you independently made a claim. However, if it's a catastrophe that causes damage to, you know, thousands and thousands of policyholders, the rates across the board will inevitably.
Yeah, at that point they'll go up even if you don't file a claim.
Correct.
So
correct.
That's what I tell clients as well. But what about for a daily claim, as we like to say?
For a daily claim,
is pipe leaks.
This is more
like that.
An agent question. I've heard both sides of the spectrum. Agents saying that insurance, your policy, your independent policy will not go up for making a claim, and I've heard agents say that it does go up. I've seen it where clients will make a claim and then the next renewal the policy goes up. But I think, and anybody who's watching can come on the comments and correct me if I'm wrong. I think it has to do more with the repairs not being conducted after you make a claim.
Gotcha.
So if you make a claim and you repair whatever was paid out, and you upgrade the plumbing, that carrier should be even more willing to insure
you have a better property now.
You have a better part. You have less exposure, right? Yeah. You have less risk of suffering the same type of damage in the next 10 years. So I personally don't think that the premium should go up, but I've heard both sides. Like it could or it couldn't. So honestly, I'm going to abstain from, answering that question. And cancellations. I have seen those.
Yeah, I have seen that.
I have seen those. I know, not that I know, I've heard that there is a law or a requirement where an insurance carrier cannot cancel your policy because you made a claim. But what they do is after you make the claim,
they won't renew you.
They won't renew you and they won't give you a reason. They won't specify, we're not renewing you because we made a claim. You'll get a letter saying your policy will not renew in the next 60 days or will be canceled in the next 60 days.
Yeah, and at that point, I mean, you're going to have a paid out claim. You're going to fix what was wrong with your house, and any other carrier will be happy to take you. So. Correct.
Which is that's the important part, doing the repairs. Unfortunately, here in South Florida, I'm not going to single anybody out, but there's a tendency to recover money and not repair the home, and I think that's where the issue for carriers come. Yeah. So,
you think that's why there's a lot of caps,
water caps?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think part of the reason why water caps are being implemented more and more now is specifically because of cast iron collapse claims. It's something that it's inevitable in older homes from 1965 or 1969 and under. You'll find a lot of cast iron. So the carrier, the easy way to prevent or to limit how much they bleed out is by putting a water cap on all policies.
So regardless if your kitchen is $20,000 just for the cabinets, you're only going to get
correct.
Which the cap is
correct. I don't think it's fair. I mean, I think the carrier
very unfair.
And this is the cap is being applied to older homes, to new homes, to all types of homes, all types of construction, and that's where I don't think it's fair. if you want to stop a bleeding because of the drain line, the cast iron drain line collapses, apply it specifically for that type of loss, but not for water damage across the board.
Yeah, not across the board, because then, you may have something completely unrelated to that, and then you're still limited to that cap, even though there's so much damage. So even if you file a claim, you don't have enough to cover your damages. So,
and that's how often do we come across that?
All the time, and it's so unfair. I'm not even talking about us, because a lot of times, we'll help. We'll point. I know we've done in the past. We'll point clients in the right direction, even without signing them as a client, just because we want them to have the right coverage moving forward. But yeah, it's very unfair.
Yeah, and even though this is being implemented by various insurance carriers, there are still several carriers out there that do not apply this $10,000 limit on water damage. Excuse me, this $10,000 sub limit on water damage. So that's the importance of getting your insurance policy reviewed. If you're not sure, get somebody get an expert to review your insurance policy.
Monarch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are experts and we happen to be the best, but you don't have to get us necessarily if you don't want to. But yeah, get an expert to review your policy, somebody other than your insurance agent. And, I'm not bad-mouthing insurance agents, but I think that's where the problem starts, because I think insurance agents have the tendency, not all, but many have the tendency to just sell policies without really letting the consumer or the homeowner know what they're getting themselves into. Again, the homeowner buys a policy, and unfortunately, their thought process is, I'm insured, I'm covered for everything.
Yeah.
But that is not how an insurance contract works. An insurance contract has endorsements, has limitations, has exclusions of all sorts. So don't make that assumption. Get your policy reviewed. It's a free service that we provide. I don't know if anybody else is providing the service, any public adjusting firm, or if they're even doing it for free, but we are. And
100%.
Yes. And not because we want to get you as a client, we genuinely want to educate you and make sure that in the future, when you suffer a loss, that you're taken care of by your policy, by your adjuster, by whoever it is that you decide to hire.
Think of it this way. Yeah. Who writes these policies? Attorneys, right?
For the most part.
Yeah. So even for us that see these policies on a daily basis, it's still not that easy to, go through it and find the things that you need to find in order to have the right coverage, or to be aware of the things that are limited or not covered. So imagine a homeowner that has never seen this.
Yeah.
It's, how many pages is it? It's
like 70 pages. No.
Front and back.
Yeah.
And then, there's things in there that are buried in there that you don't even know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So trust me, just have us, or if anybody else provides this service, have them and us look over your policy and point you in the right direction.
Correct. One of the things that I come across very often when reviewing policies is you'll have the standard policy, which has been used for, let's say, 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. And the way that insurance companies update those policies is not by changing the original form, is by adding additional provisions or special provisions or endorsements to the policy. So, the average individual will grab their policy, go through it. When they run into whatever they're looking at, they'll assume that that's the answer to their question. But there may be something, 20, 30 pages after that changes what that initial paragraph says. Yeah. And that just blows my freaking mind, bro.
This is deleted and replaced by
this is
page 47.
Correct. Yes. And that's crazy. Or it'll say that a water damage is covered or one excluded in one section, and then you go all the way down to the exclusions and it says water damage is specifically excluded.
Yeah.
And that's a huge problem. I can't think of another reason why carriers would do that other than to I don't want to say manipulate.
I mean, they want to get their way. You know, they want to. You know, they know a lot of people don't read through these. Yeah. They renew and they move on. So, you know, like you said, not bad mouthing, but you know, if a change is made to the policy, I feel like the homeowner should be made aware.
Yes, thoroughly.
You know,
and
don't
explained.
just send a renewal because they're just gonna assume, oh, my policy is renewing, sign and send it back.
Yeah.
If there's changes to that, put it big bold letters in the front. Hey, we're renewing you, but this changed.
Correct.
You know.
Yeah, and big problem with people have had the same insurance for a number of years, 5-10 years. They may have signed an application with certain endorsements and coverages, whatever it may be, but as their policy renews, things tend to be excluded. They don't ever add coverages that I've seen, but they do exclude things as time goes by. Yeah. And but again, the homeowner is not.
They're not going to read through that.
Yeah, they're just assuming like this is a policy that I had initially. It's the same thing. It's just renewed.
And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but when they renew you, they don't send you a full policy.
Yeah,
it's just a renewal.
Correct.
So
for the most part,
you don't even have everything that you should be looking at.
It depends on the carrier. I've seen it where they do send the full policy jacket.
I'm singling some of them out.
Yeah,
you know who you are.
Yeah. I've seen they when they do make these changes, they will include the endorsement in the policy, right? But it's not something that's completely obvious, right? Exactly. As it should be. Exactly. It doesn't stand out. Yeah. It just looks as if it was your average policy.
Exactly.
And that's where people are getting fooled. So again, get your policy checked by an expert, please.
And just like we do that free of charge, we also do home inspections free of charge. You know, so
yeah, you guys,
it's not going to cost anything out of your pocket to have us come by. You know, whether go to your actual property or virtually, which we do offer, and just show us what's there, or if you think, or if you don't know, if you're not aware, if you have questions, you know.
How often is it that you were called out to a property for, let's say, a roof leak, and then you end up finding damage to the kitchen cabinets because of a leak that the homeowner did not know he had or she had?
Man, if I had to put a percentage on it, it would be very high.
Yeah.
But it's just people are not aware.
Yeah.
You know, for example, a kitchen leak, a P-trap or a supply line, that's something that if it's a small leak, it's not something that you're going to see water on the floor and it's going to jump at you.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be that you're going in there and looking for something. Oh my God, this is leaking.
Correct. And not
that's
even
something we do.
And not even because you may be looking for like your cleaning products, right? But you don't know what water damage to the cabinet looks like.
Yeah, you're not an expert.
It could be so minor that the untrained eye won't see it, and then you'll miss it. So that's why it's important to have somebody with experience in adjusting, construction, whatever it may be, to perform a full inspection of your home.
Exactly, and these are things that are obvious to us, you know, because we see this on a daily basis. But for all the listeners and all the homeowners, for example, in this case, in a kitchen cabinet, your kitchen cabinet doesn't have to be falling apart for you to file a claim. You know, it could be just a small stain that is just a little drop that leaked or is leaking and you're not aware of. These are things that you're not going to see, like you said, by grabbing your cleaning products. You know, this somebody has to go in there with a flashlight and see what's happening.
Correct.
And we do this for free. So,
yeah, and besides making sure that your property's, you know, well kept and there are no issues, you know, you're getting, again, that peace of mind that everything's okay with your home and that you don't need to update any plumbing, or, you know, you'll get a thorough report of the condition of your home. So, and you get that peace of mind. So if you don't have any claims, you know, congratulations. At least you get the peace of mind.
Your house is not damaged. You're good. Your coverage is good. You're ready for this storm season, you know?
Exactly.
But if you're not, we can point you in the right direction.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask.
Oh, here we go.
Because you asked me, what was it, like 10 questions back to back?
Yeah.
So
look at him, like, get him.
Yeah,
Get him.
How do you feel, or how have you felt about all the growth over the last 3 years? You know, how does that make you feel?
Interesting. I don't know how it makes me feel. Like, it makes me feel good, but I don't know. I think I'm very hard on myself. Like, I see what we've done. I just don't think it's enough, you know? And I know it's a big change. I just don't think it's enough. I want to do more.
Of course.
So I don't know if that's like a good thing or,
no, that's good.
or a bad thing.
Staying hungry. That's good. Never satisfied. But I mean, at least to me, from my point of view, it's a big change from, like you said, how we were in 2017, you know, pre-Irma, stuff like that. You know, this was a successful company, but the growth to me, I mean, I don't know what the typical exponential growth is for a company, but I feel like this has been incredible. So that's something I'm very proud of to be a part of.
Well, thank you. And I'm proud or thankful that you're a part of it. Honestly, I haven't really looked at other companies either. Like Gary V said, you know, looking back through the neck. Yeah. And I don't, you know, people ask me that all the time. Oh, who's your competition? Or I'm like, what? I don't know, man. I don't look back. That's what they're behind me. You get it?
The man in the mirror.
I'm just competing against myself, man. Not against myself. Just I'm not concerned about that. Like, I'm worried about us and what we got to do to continue to grow and do better. And something that I'm really interested in doing more and more and more is spreading awareness. Yeah. Like, I sometimes, and I've told you this, and Javi, I think a lot when I'm in the bathroom, in the shower specifically. And you know, I try to come up with ideas of how we could just, if there was a way that we could just push a certain amount of information where everybody is, you know, fully aware and informed about insurance and how it operates, I think that would benefit everyone in the long run.
Of course. And it comes back to what I just said, the growth. I mean, now we have technology and resources we didn't have 3 years ago.
Exactly.
You know, someone like Javi, like Andre, to help us through that. Yeah. And that's something that's huge. And that came with the growth. And that's why I'm, you know, it's part of the things that I'm very thankful for this company. And that's why I have no doubt that we're ready for whatever 2020 hurricane season is going to bring. So, I just wanted to kind of get your point of view on that, because I know there's been a lot of changes over the last 3 years. Yeah. And I know the type of person you are. You know, you're very goal oriented. You're very, you know, attention to detail. So I wanted to see how kind of you saw the last 3 years have been.
Yeah, no, I know we've changed, like, from, you know, before we were, like you said, 3, 4.
Positive change.
Now we're a much bigger team. We're 28 in total between adjusters and staff. You know, and things have been a lot more structured, which I think is important when you're growing a business, especially when you're going there from a standpoint of somebody like me, like somebody, and I say this all the time, but I didn't go to school. Like, I went to high school. I got my AA in business. I didn't really pay attention. Like, I don't even know what my GPS was. Probably like 2.8. So everything that I've done so far has been just knocking down walls, and overcoming them and not giving up. I think that's, I mean, I guess, we've done something good here. Now that I think about it.
You get caught up in the daily, you know, the grind and you know, that you kind of miss the little things that have been changing over time. And that's why I think it's important to talk about it. Yeah. And, I know it's not good to look back, you know, your neck.
No, but I mean, like, competition wise. Yeah, I mean, competition wise.
I think it helps kind of keep you, like, on that grind mode. You know, hey, look how far we've come. And like Laz says, we're not even scratching the surface.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot, and just to like wrap this point up, why are you yawning, man? You're like killing my vibe here. The marketing guy over there.
Just keep going, man.
Anyway.
This is good stuff. This is good stuff.
Where was I? Oh yeah. I just yesterday, I think it was, I felt like I was plateauing.
Okay.
So
yourself or just
overall, just and everything. Like,
okay.
Yes, me, because I think the growth of the company like depends greatly on how hard I push it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It depends on everybody, but I think a lot of it has to do with how much I push. I'm not saying that I'm responsible for all the growth. I'm just saying that, how much I put to it.
I get it. Yeah. Tip of the spear.
So, but I was thinking, like, shit, I'm feeling a little plateaued right now. Like, what's next? We got to figure something out to keep pushing even harder and to keep growing. So that's my mentality. Like, I'm always I reach. That's why, like, when you say, how do you feel about it? I don't feel, because I'm not where I want to be yet.
Yeah.
Now I know I'm a little higher, but now I'm plateauing. Like, it's like the new level, right? So I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining myself.
The new floor.
Yeah, that's the new floor. So now I'm like uneasy. Now I'm like, we need to go. What do we get? Let's do something. So that's my mind's going a little crazy there.
Did you figure something out?
Yeah, of course, bro. I always got something. I always got big things in the back.
All right. I'm excited to hear about it.
I'm always that's for the next podcast.
Got it. But yeah, man, this has been fun. I mean, I don't know if we're we could go all day about the things that we need to educate people on. Not because of anything, just we want everybody to be aware of the things that they're going to face.
Correct.
But
wait, and to the sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. That's important, because I think the more people are educated or aware of insurance and how it operates, it won't necessarily result in more claims. It may result in even less claims, because people will be more aware of what constitutes a claim and what doesn't. Mm-hmm. But at least they'll know, they'll know, and they'll be able to make their own decision for their own good. So sorry.
No, and there'll be a lot more claims that are better structured. If you're a homeowner that's educated in what you're doing when it comes to these claims, you're not going to file a claim that ultimately is not really something you can claim. So it's going to be, like you said, less claims, but more quality claims.
Correct. Exactly. More quality. Or a very common example that we get is a homeowner that has had a leak for 2 months and didn't really do anything to stop it. If that homeowner would have known that,
didn't know.
Exactly, they didn't know. They would have known that per the policy, they need to stop the leakage right away, no matter how small it is. The claim maybe wouldn't have been as extensive. Yeah. Which is, it's important. So that's the importance of educating and becoming more aware, and just the general public. They don't need to know how to adjust claims, but they need to know when they must present a claim.
Correct. So and the time frame.
Correct. The time frame. Yeah. No, everything trickles down.
That trickles down into a more complicated claim.
Correct. No, and that's why they hire us. Again, they don't need to know how to adjust, but they need to know, okay, this happened, this is what I need to do. Yeah. Hire Monarch. Not just kidding.
It's like I said, we could go all day about claims, about coverages, about horror stories.
Oh, for real.
Yeah. But it's where we feel. I know I can speak for both of us on this. We feel very proud of the work we've done, and excited about the work we're still gonna continue to do. So, we have a great team here, and I'm happy to be here today. Thank you for inviting me on this podcast.
Well, I didn't really invite you. It was Javi, the one that invited you.
Javi, thank you for inviting me. I thought he invited me, but I guess I was the second choice or the fourth choice. But it's all good. I hope we can do it again.
We definitely will. Thank you for taking the time. I know you're super busy now with all these rains. Thank you for taking the time to, drop some lines here for our viewers, and to, increase that information that's out there regarding insurance. Really appreciate it. Before we end, I want to say to please also follow me at Edgar V_Monarch for more posts. I actually have my own hashtag now, which is Edgar's Daily Car Rants. I didn't come up with that,
That's a long hashtag.
yeah. But it's a good one.
I've seen your rants, so yeah, go ahead and follow him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start trying to do these rants as well, but maybe a little nicer.
Yeah. What? All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. We really appreciate yes. Like this video, subscribe, share, comment, and all of the above, please.
Yes, send it to your mom, your neighbor, your coworker.
Yes.
Spread knowledge.
Yes. And plus, I mean, we're likable people, so I mean, people would enjoy watching us.
Of course.
I mean, I don't think the staff is
they're
out
laughing because they know it's true.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
Follow us.
Yes. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Until the next time. Take care. Lally.